So, hello, platforms of the world. It seems that we've come to the point now where organic and AI are going to amalgamate even more than what we used to. Now, the issue I have with this is an artificial intelligence doesn't have grey area. It also doesn't have the means to use common sense. Taking into account most of the population, actually, no, not most of the population, that's probably being a bit harsh. A large degree of the population no longer have common sense. To be intelligent, you require intellect and common sense. And if you don't have both running in unison, it don't work. Now, this is what happens a lot with people who are very highly educated. Their common sense is written over, so they can't critically think. They lose the ability to actually think like normal people. If you watch that box there, you lose the ability to question. You get angry and it creates fear and it creates anxiety and all these things. I just don't have anything to do with it. I really don't. People come up to me and say things all the time. I almost can't talk to anyone because I don't know what's going on in the world. I really have no clue. Because obviously I work for a very well-known courier service that recently had a celebration for 4 days, goes by that name, and I don't even know what the point of that was, but I don't know. I just hear the fear constantly all day. The other thing that was shared to me about a week ago is biometric ways of paying for things within a supermarket. So not using a chip in your arm or a card or your phone, using a biometric, i.e. your eye or your fingerprint or something along those lines, to pay for goods. Now, we fought wars and stuff like that to keep freedom. Now, people go, oh, but money is not really... It is, because the moment that goes digital, there's no organic side of it. It's digital, it's cut or shut, it's black or white, it's not ever. If the government don't like what you're doing, they'll cut your bank account off. Look what happened in Canada with the truckers, because they weren't subservient to their rules. If you haven't got bits of paper to say I promise, it was almost like we're going back to bartering. But the point I'm making is the moment this goes completely digital, it's becomes this dystopian nightmare. It's not so much jobs are being taken away because innovation will grow. So like a supermarket, you've got everyone going to a group of tills with one person managing 10 tills while they're automating their own shopping, etc. It's when that person's taken away and you just have a machine. This is when it turns into that nightmare dystopia that you see. But the issue we've got right now is no one gives a fuck about you and I, flesh and blood. We're a product, right? And we consume goods from different countries all around the world, all different things, and we demand those goods. So corporate entities their only interest is to make profit for shareholders. They couldn't give a fuck if they're killing an entire forest. They couldn't give a fuck if they're harming children. They don't care. They don't care if their workforce are driven into the ground. All they care about is profit and growth for the shareholders. Now, I've said all my life, you get one corporation that grows and 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 grows until you've got one corporation, Amazon, owns the entire world, and it's the only corporation you can buy something from. The moment you've got one corporation that serves you every single thing within this global, you're fucked. That corporation can dictate to you. Now, we cause these corporations to be the way they are by public demand, by buying the shit. People have forgot how to cook. People have forgot how to grow food. People have forgot just simple things. I look at the world and I look at the planet, and we thought this into existence, right? And it's great up until some point, right? You've got to have positive and negatives. You have to have this balance. So there's always going to be crap in the world, but it's about finding the balance of it. But we seem to be enslaving ourselves right now due to convenience. right? We're the only animal on this fucking planet that uses the 4 elements as tools. You don't see a group of cows pull up round a campfire and throw a sheep on it to eat, do you? No. You don't see them use knives and forks. You don't see them put clothes on. You don't see them design their hair and put makeup on their face. No, because we're the only animals that have seemed to use the elements as tools. You know, we use fire. We use wind, the air. We use the earth to grow from. And we use water to grow things with. Now, there are some animals who use nature for their own purpose, their own innovation, but not like we do. We're the first people to make that, and it's all almost like we've got the ability to completely enslave ourselves back into a complete prison. You know, at what point do you give up all your freedoms for the sake of security? At what point? You know, when you're a police witness, I've said this so many times, when you're a police witness and you have to be locked away in a safe house, you're giving up your freedom for the sake of your security. Well, people do that every day out there because the government tells you to fear something. You know, it's like all these wars that are going on right now. Yeah, it's horrible what's going on. Putin's an arsehole. Fucking America's an arsehole. Our government's an arsehole. They're all arseholes. They're hypocrites. Yeah, all they care about is making money. It makes money. Wars make money. Yeah? He's no different to anyone else. You know, back in 2014, when it went Ukraine, the one who was in, you know, it's just all bollocks. It's just, while everyone's distracted with that shite coming out of that box. And what's the other thing people are going on? Monkeypox or something? Member of staff come up to me and said, oh, this customer handed me something kind of like that. I'm sorry, I've got monkeypox. She goes, I could see it on her. And I'm like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even care. I'm so happy that I don't have to, I'm not depressed like I was. My creativity's coming back. I'm distracted with other stuff. I'm not interested. But the thing is, I'm having no conversations. You know, I've always been a bit of a loner. And I'm going back to being one because I've got nothing to say to people. I've got nothing to say. It's almost like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. You live in a completely different world to me because you believe that thing there, that's your God. That and money. Last time I looked, I don't see any other animals walking around exchanging money for goods, do you? No. They pick their own food from foraging, which we can do. We can also grow it, and then you eat it. And you have to have a bit of water every now and then to sort of clear the system out. You know, there's this whole concept about, you know, one of my friends was saying over the other day about you don't really have to eat. There's these people who breathe. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But the thing is our stomachs and our intestines have been thought into existence that by so many people, and so many people believe that we have to eat, that you won't change that. You know, we've been created with the means to use a certain fuel in order to function. But fucking, it's just, I don't know. So I don't like to focus on these subjects too much because if you focus on it too much, it almost helps create it. I'm seeing this lovely place that's full of people just living. I just, you know, why can't people just... It's like, if I won £1 million, I wouldn't go to work again. I'd buy a house for 300, 400 grand. I'd leave 600 grand in the bank. I currently earn 26,500, right? Divide that by the 600 grand left by 26,500. Means I wouldn't have to work for 25, 26 years, something ridiculous like that. Or maybe even 30 years. So why would you? I'd have no mortgage and still have the same money I've got now. I don't need anything extra. Oh, you can't survive on that. Don't be stupid. £1 million isn't enough money these days. What fucking planet are you on? It's like, I'm so glad that money doesn't drive me. I'm so glad, in a way, that it doesn't. And I just don't get the attachment to it. But at the same time, I feel that we need bits of paper in our hand with the government the way it is and the way the world is in order to be able to keep some form of control. Because the moment you give that up, we're fucked. Peace, love and light.